YouTube! Hey YouTube, see I did things a bit differently there. Actually my hand's sore. Haven't actually played guitar today yet. Yeah, so again I've had this guitar. I've had it for a few years now. I got it in a trade when I needed money, and the guy offered me, I can't remember which guitar it was selling. Was it a Spear, something like that? And it was the same guy I sold the Spear to. It wasn't for that though. It was something else I swapped for it. Can't remember. Anyway. And it was that period, I'm going to swap a guitar. And I was like, I don't want any guitars. And it's that period, yeah, it's called a Monolith. And it was like, it's called a Monolith, is it? It's quite a good name for a guitar, isn't it? So I looked it up and it was like, it's an Esquire, basically, isn't it? Yeah. Which I think is through neck, although it does say in the spec list, they only made 48 of these, apparently, ever. So it's like pure. That was a successful launch, wasn't it? Because people are scared. Not everyone's man enough to play a one pickup guitar. But the spec says that it's a rosewood fingerboard, and not being the most into woods and knowledgeable about wood types, don't think that's rosewood. So if that's not right, then I'd say to me, I mean, maybe it is a set neck. Or maybe not through all the way. Maybe maybe I'd imagine the neck must come in here somewhere. If it's carved there, it can't be this size. It must. I don't know. But so I reckon it's a through neck. It certainly feels like one. So what we have here is 2009. I looked to see if you Google images it. Look at it. I'll see if I can find the original advert for it to put it in the back. I normally just put like and subscribe. So like and subscribe since I didn't put it on my TV screen. But you look at it there, 1, 2, the third one is a picture of this guitar, as in one of my videos. There's another few, and then there I am there. The sixth one of my videos. Where's my cursor? Over there. Then I go down. There's mine again, a different picture. And then we're now onto monoliths of like pictures of Stonehenge. And then there's a picture of Clint Eastwood. And then there's another picture of me playing this one. So there's not, I think, at the time I was thinking, there's no way there can only be 48 of them. But now look at someone would have done videos or put pictures up of them. So I mean, looking at it there probably are only 48. It seems to have come in slightly different colours as well. I put this scratch plate on this one, so mine's got it's like a cheap mother of pearl scratch plate. So it's not pure garish like a Godin. It's just a little bit fancy looking, which I liked. Actually built this to match a Chinese telly I bought in China, which I sold, which I shouldn't have, but I did. yeah, so what we've got is a through-neck telly. The neck on it's like it's not telly-ish. It's very much more a Charvel, something like that, or maybe a Gibson SG neck. Feeling wise, I'm totally gonna say it's definitely 25.5-inch scale. I was right. It's definitely 25.5-inch scale. So, and we've got a wrap over tailpiece. Usual telly controls, 3-way switch. But only one pickup. The world's biggest pickup, which it says in the original advert. If you look it up, I think it's 2008 or 2009. There is a NAMM show video on YouTube from the guys at Eastwood going about this, and it's got these different sounds on it. And if I looked it up on Reverb, there's one for sale in America. There, where is it? It says the 3 sounds are jackhammer, a humbucker on steroids, cement mixer, a deep dirty sludge tone, and ice pick, a P90 on steroids. The Monolith is not just about pickup, not just about the biggest pickup on the planet. See, they didn't actually say just about the biggest pickup on the planet. It's completely new concept in pickup and sound design. The Monolith's actually 3 totally different sounds not available in any other pickup, all packed into one seriously oversized shell. Yeah, so it's a Kent Arm. I obviously, as soon as I got it, I took it a bit. It's like, that's coming out, see what it is. It's a Kent Armstrong built thing. And it's epoxy sealed from the back, or sealed with some sort of rubber so you can't actually get into it. What I'm pretty sure it is a P90 and a reverse polarity single coil in below the one cover. Because it does kind of look about the size of a P90 with a single coil stuck to it. So maybe I should actually try and make that one of my bucky casters or something. I think I will do that. Take a P90 and I'll stick a single coil. I'll literally super glue it to it, wire it up. So bridge position, you've got that is, I think, just a P90. It's a real rock guitar. Middle position is what they call it, a cement mixer, which is which I think might be the P90 and the single coil pickup in parallel with some sort of tone cap on it to make it. And then in the next position you've got a humbucker on steroids, which I think is the 2 pickups wired as a humbucker, which is very. I think the way it goes, this is your sort of humbucker. Whereas the middle one's kind of voiced to make it sound a bit like a neck pickup. That does sound like a neck pickup, doesn't it? And P90. So it's awesome. I've totally sorted a major flaw that this had when I got it. The pickup didn't go high enough, and I think I tried. This is one of those guitars. I think if you look up the videos, if you look up, just type it in, you see there's maybe 3 or 4 videos of mine that come up on the first page, and maybe most of them, maybe 3 of them. The first one was when I got it. The second one was when I decided I was going to sell it, and I did a video, and by the time at the end of the video I decided I liked it, I didn't want to sell it. And I think the third one was a sort of similar thing. But my only issue really was when I dug this out, I think it was probably last month, I was like, right, I'm going to sell some stuff, need to get rid of guitars, I've got too many. This one was one for the chopping board, but I think it's maybe a bit of memory from deciding I was going to sell it before. The pickup just didn't go high enough. And I tried a couple of months ago, I put a big block of foam in below it, like solid rubber, to raise it up, but the screws weren't long enough. So just the other day I had a great idea. It's like one of those things that, it's such a simple solution, I hadn't thought of it. You know, it's like, yeah, how do I make it do? I was like, you know, I could try and get longer screws and springs, and then it's like, no, what I do is I'll just put a piece of plywood behind it. So I just cut a piece of plywood, stuck it in the middle of took the pickup out, put a piece of plywood in, stuck a screw through the middle of it, and that meant that the screws were now going into a piece of plywood. It was only, you know, like maybe a 3 or 4 mil plywood. It meant the screws had something to grip onto, put a bit block of foam in, and now it's sitting, I even got it sitting at an angle perfectly in below, and it's at the right height, and it sounds tremendous. It can make such a difference. Just a lot of guitars. It's like, I've had guitars in to get. I need new pickups. These pickups aren't that great, so you know, give me that, and they give me a set of Seymour Duncan or something. That's fine. And you look at it and you go, just if I just screw it in, raise it up till it's the right height, it can make such a difference. Such a difference. You just end up, and especially with something like this, which I feel should be pure snarly. You also get, I don't know if it's something to do with the wrap over tailpiece, but the sustain on it's more than normal guitars. Maybe it's because it's a Telecaster. It's the same shape as a Telecaster, so it looks cool. You did used to get these. There was like a 60s Esquire I could get. I think they were double bound, but this is only bound on the front, on the top. I just think the aesthetics of a single pickup look fantastic. I don't know, to be honest, if I would have put a black mat, if I was designing this from scratch, I would have put the black sort of plastic cover on it, but then maybe a metal one would be too much. That's only aesthetic. Basically the only issue with this guitar now is that the headstock's been sanded. The headstock should be black, and someone obviously decided they didn't like the black headstock, so they sanded it off, but they left the logo on. So the logo kind of looks a little bit cartoony, but it is the original logo. They've taken off the top of the D a little bit, which is quite annoying. But the actual guitar itself is a fantastically built thing. I wish people were a bit more adventurous and would actually have bought these things. Actually, my pal Charlie has bought a most amazing looking Squire telly. Esquire. It's like candy apple. It's like a sort of metallic blue thing. It's just got this. It's got like, you know, your standard telly type bridge with a single coil pickup in it. And I think he sold it almost immediately. And I was like, he's got quite a lot of guitars and he seems to buy a lot of Squires. And that was one I was like, oh, didn't that look good? But I mean, people get scared off with the one pickup. Even though technically this does have the 3-way switch, so it kind of does give you, maybe not fully on, but that definitely sounds like a P90 and that definitely sounds like a neck pickup. Something that's got that ooh to it. You should probably play this without the rat pedal on. It sounds a bit more like a neck pickup there than a P90. Wow, does the rat pedal make all the sounds sound the same? So if I do that same thing again, then what I was saying was a neck pickup. Humbucker. Yeah, so it definitely has a. The middle pickup's there's definitely something going on. I don't know. I didn't look this up. There's definitely something going on with a tone cap in that middle position, isn't there? Because it's significantly. It sounds like you've just turned the tone right down. There's definitely some sort of capacitor filter going on there. And then you go back to the humbucker. It's got the brightness comes back. So I'll turn the brightness. You can actually hear it disconnecting and coming back on again between the neck position and the middle position, or what would be the neck position and the middle position. There's a click because it's so my idea of making it from series to parallel probably is what it's doing. It's probably disconnecting and then reconnecting it the other way around, which is why there's a click there. It's not the switch, but there's nothing there between the middle and the bridge positions because all you're doing there is adding in what I think the middle pickup, the smaller of the two single coils. I would maybe have put, no, I know why they didn't put, I was thinking if you put pole pieces on it, but then if you did that people would know what it was, because it would be pretty obvious if it had a, you know, a line of pole pieces down the middle of where the P90 is and then a line of pole pieces there, it would be like, oh look, it's just a P90 and a normal Strat pickup under one cover. What is the actual before. The dirty channel on this amp is quite noisy. Yeah, so to be honest, I've kind of done the same thing again. I've kind of gone, right, I'm going to sell that. And then you start going, but now that I've fixed the pickup, sounds really good. I could probably use this in the band. Plus, it wouldn't. It's got the look of it is, again, to someone mowing the lawn. Would I want to change, like reshape the headstock to make it a telly shape? Would that make it better? I would therefore obviously lose the Eastwood logo. So I don't know. I mean, it's pretty obvious what it is. It couldn't really be anything else unless you'd made it yourself. I don't know. It's tough, isn't it? Especially, and plus it's got that super uniqueness to it. You know, it's like you get your Gibson limited runs and your Fender limited runs. It's only 1,000 pieces, or only 500 pieces. There's only 48 of these, and why there's 48 must be because 2 of them got broken when they were making them. Something like that. I don't know. There's no serial numbers anywhere on it because it's such a limited run. And a run of 48 is pure stupid, especially since I've got one. I did look in below there, and there is some Cody type written in marker pen in now in below a piece of plywood and below the pickup. But it wasn't like a number between 1 and 48, which is kind of what I hoped it was. I think it's more like a sort of signature from somebody. Yeah, so I'm going to put it up for sale. If nobody buys it, that's fine. There is a point. If I put it up for... It's a one-off. I don't know who it's for, though. Maybe. Who would play... I bet you John 5 would play one of these. Someone like that. Who would play... Who wants who wants the Esquire? I do, but that's... I mean, it's probably mostly a look thing, but I mean, there is something to be said for... Well... It is said, I don't know, I can't judge whether there's something to be said for it or not. The idea of not having any more pickups in it means there's less magnetic pull. I don't know, I just think it looks brilliant. Amazing. I've been looking at that the last few days, and I've actually got like a dog ear P90 that I could put in that, put it in the neck position, which I think would look really good. I'm just scared of doing it in case I absolutely love that guitar. It's just a joist that I cut out with a jigsaw and then stuck together and stuck the cheapest hardware I could find on it, but a P90 apparently in the bridge. It sounds amazing. I've used it in the studio tons because it's just such the easiest guitar to play, and as people have commented, that I play that guitar better than I play all the other ones. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's like it's a psychological thing, because that's made out of a joist and a neck that I got out my pal's bin. Literally took it out of his bin. Maybe that's why I play it better, because I know it's shit. It's not, it's not shit. It's fucking amazing, but is that because? So I'm not like going like up here now. If you give me like a $5,000 guitar, I'm playing it and going like, I'm not worthy of this guitar. Whereas that, it's like that is crap. So I will overplay it like mad. I mean, there's advantages. I've actually got another single pickup up for sale as well, which were big in the 80s, according to pal Scott. And to be honest, I would just have puked at that when I was starting to play the guitar. It's like, what, one pickup? Why would you want one pickup? It looks really weird. But if you're a rock god, then one pickup is just cool. You know, that's me to turn up to the studio with that, and you go like up here. Yep, I'm playing lead. Fuck you, other guitarist. You're playing rhythm now. I'm playing lead. That's it. Riffs, chords. Get out of here. Not doing them. Who plays chords anyway? Rubbish. No, I don't play chords. I don't like playing chords if I can avoid it. I quite enjoyed that. The Gojira Effects fuzz pedal. Sounds really good. That's the using the orange TX30, which I need to. I've been threatening to do my amp shootout for quite a while now because I've now got far too many amps. My thinking was I needed, well, the big bass amp, which is that Marshall. That's only half of it. If you go back a couple of months, I had the whole thing here. So I've got like a 1x15, a 4x10, and then the 400 watt head. It's this high. And by taking it out here, it meant I could get more amps in and I could get another 2 guitars on the wall. So it's actually just sitting through next door. Still got it. I bought that for playing in the house because you can't play a 400 watt Marshall in the house. I bought that by mistake, thinking, oh, cool, 150 watt, right, okay. Big one's 400 watts, 150. I'll probably use that in the house. And when I went to pick it up, it's fucking huge. I was kind of, I know, it said on it, 15-inch speaker. You know, it's like, yeah, totally. If I'd actually thought about it, I was expecting it to be that size. And it's not, it's that size. So it's still a chunk. But since I've actually got the drums coming through it just now. And then I've got my Sovtech, which I bought brand new when I was on my 19th birthday, something like that, in Victor Morris. It's great, take that to the studio, but again, 60 watt tube. It basically sounds a bit like a JCM 800. Got to keep that. Well, I hate to think how much it's worth, to be honest, because he reissued it and it was like 900 quid reissued. So what's a real one made in Novorossiysk City, Novorossiysk Star City? I can't remember, someone like that. But you look inside it, it's all Russian submarine parts, you know, and it's all point-to-point wire. There's no circuit boards in it. It's like the base of the valve has just got capacitors between that and the next thing, mental thing. And then I need a smaller amp, which is currently for the last, up until last year, it was purely, I had a wee Laney 1x10, it's a VC15, fantastic wee amp, but really, I didn't really realise how small it was until I got like things like the orange and the black star and the carton there. It's really thin, it's only that deep as opposed to being this deep, so it's like, it's totally light and great. The 10-inch speaker in it, although it's an expensive speaker, it's like a Jensen, it doesn't sound as good as when I run it through the 3x12 cabinet down there. I've not even actually tried the orange through the 3x12 cabinet. That one, the Carlton, didn't sound any different because it's got a massive speaker in it anyway. I think there's a thing about maybe just again being so used to 12-inch speakers that 10-inch speakers sound different. So because they sound different, they don't sound as good. So I think I need 12-inch speakers, especially certainly with that wee Black Star. So I need to do. I've gone quite off topic, but who cares? So I'm going to do a shootout for what amps I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep that. The handy wee amps. Also painted the band logo on it. And I'm going to keep that because it was made in Coatbridge in Scotland, and it's got the most amazing wooden cabinet, and this the grill on it is almost identical to the kitchen chairs we used to have when I was growing up. With like sort of with a breakfast bar in the kitchen, and then like these sort of high chair type things, and they were basically that for that. Also, it was really cheap. Plus, I do really like the sound of it. Black Star HT5 all valve wee thing. Not really used it that much. So that's this is in the firing line. This is in the firing line. I've got a PV Valve King. I've got two of them actually. I've got a PV Valve King. It's called a 112. I think it's 50 watt or 60 watt all tube thing. It's stunning, it's huge, it's a great gigging amp. It's worth too much money for me, so I don't think that'll be getting kept. It might be. I've also got a Valve King, a PV Valve King Royal 8, which is a wee, like your ultimate amp with nothing on it. It's not got nothing on it. It's got a gain, a volume, and a tone, and an on switch. And I put a speaker output in the back. It sounded. I actually did a video of me using that in the studio with the band, and it totally sounded great up loud. But I'm not going to keep that. The problem with that one was basically, although it's only 5 watts, 5 watts is a flipping loud thing. Especially like a wee valve amp. It's like if you're basically wanting to play quietly. I mean that wee, the orange there, 30 watt, okay, and it's got a switch in the back that halves it, so it turns off half the power tube, so that's it down to 15 watt, and then it's got a switch in the front that only uses half the input, so that's it down to 7.5 watt, and it's currently sitting at less than 1 on the volume control, and it's fucking loud. So it's like buying a wee valve amp for the house. It's like really, if you're wanting something to play quietly, buy a Blackstar ID Core. That's the wee one with the 2 tiny speakers in it, but it's got some voodoo shit going on about it. But I don't. I've used them for doing videos, and I'm a valve snob. Or I was 100% a valve snob. As I'd never sound an amp. I'd never heard a good sounding amp that doesn't, not all valves, and it's like, then I got this, which sounds different, but it does things that valve amps don't do. It stays clean. I took it in the studio and it was useless, because it sounded crystal clean, tons of headroom at every volume. So it's like I'm used to going in and just going, especially something like the Sovtech, you know, you're running out of volume. I don't need any pedals because it just fattens up and sounds like sounds like a fuzz machine, you know what I mean? And most sort of 50 watt amps, when you've got them up at a decent volume, kind of do that. That doesn't. That just is really loud, but sounds the same as it does when it's quiet. Got its thing. I do need to take that to bits though, and I'm either going to replace the 2 knobs that you always want to touch are clean volume and master volume, and both of them scratch right at between 2 and 3, which is where you want it to have it. Because any less than 2 or 3, it's kind of not very loud, and any louder than that, you're playing a gig. So it's like the 2 pots that you have to touch. All the other none of the other ones make a noise. All the other ones are perfect. It's just the master volume and the clean volume are both just, which is really annoying. But that one's not going into the firing line. I just rabbited on there for an extra 6 minutes. Anyway, I shall play it out. So this is an Eastwood Monolith. I'll probably put this up for sale. I should. I've got no real reason for having it, apart from the fact that it's totally cool as fuck. But it definitely does do something that, I suppose, arguably, I don't have these sounds in any of the other guitars. It's a really strange neck profile. I don't remember ever noticing the neck profile was weird until I dug it out like last month, and then suddenly go, hold on, because it's wide. Probably not that wide. It's like a Gibson neck, but it's done that way. But it's not like a Strat neck. It's like a. And it's definitely not like a telly neck. I do have, I was going to say plenty. I've got plenty of tellies, maybe 3 or 4, something like that. All different layouts. So, are they all different layouts? Yes. Because I've got the Washburn Tour 24. It's 2 humbuckers. It's got Floyd Rose on it. So you know, I'm justifying it now. That I've got my original Schecter, which is a 1986 American built thing. It's got 2 humbuckers, but they're both coil splittable. Then I've got my relatively new, or my newest guitar. I got, it's a 2019-2020 FGN telly, which is a standard telly layout, and I think that might be there. I'm not counting that as a telly. Okay, then I've got that one, which I made myself. I've got a wonderful girlfriend who knows I'm doing a video, and that's the 3rd time she phoned me in the last 5 minutes. Well done, Civet. That's just brilliant. You want me in a bad mood? That's how you do it. Try a different riff. I quite like that tempo. High fuzz. mention there as well, I had a Telecaster actually sold, but it had like, you normally a telly's got like a square block on the back with the neck joins. I had one with a sort of, instead of having a square neck plate, it kind of curved in the corner. I don't know what they called it. So it was kind of smoothed off. And when I got it, I was like, what's the point in that? You never noticed it. But see, when I went back to a normal telly, it was like, what's this big block hitting my hand? It did make a difference. This one is proper BC Ritchie scoopy. So I mean, I can, it's like getting to the, that's why I'm trying to play, I'm noticing there I'm playing in D. I can actually get right up the top, and it's really easy to play up high. And you could argue you get no right to be up there on a telly, but yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that. I've been rabbiting on for half an hour. Got a video coming tomorrow of the world's biggest Roger Daltrey fan. I'm going to see Roger Daltrey play the Armadillo tomorrow night, and my pal Doug Boyle is playing guitar for him. I say my pal. It's like, I used to be in Caravan, and I was in he was a guitarist in Caravan. Underground Pink. When I saw them at the Renfrew Ferry when I was, I don't know, 20 or something like that. And we turned the place into a mosh pit basically. Well, I think it was about 10 of us went, and the Caravan were like kind of, like an old 70s prog band, and they're like, what the fuck's on here? And we were like, maybe not quite crowd surfing, but not far off it. So me and my pal started up a Caravan tribute band, or we weren't really that much a Caravan. We played a lot of Caravan songs, a prog band. We called ourselves the Blind Doug, which is named after one of their albums, but the other possible name was we were going to call ourselves the Boiled Doug, because the whole idea was we were going to do Caravan, but it was going to be a bit more heavy, and Doug Boyle was a guitarist, and then we met him at one of the gigs after that. We're going to call it the Boiled Doug, and he was like, up here, wow, I'll play guitar for you, it's like, send me tracks, I'll play leads. Thought he was joking. I don't think he was joking though. I think he generally, if we had recorded something and sent him, was like, do you want to put some solos on this, he would have. Lovely guy. First time I met him was down at the Canterbury Festival actually. But I was I mentioned, I put a thing up. This gig's obviously, COVID's been cancelled a couple of years, and it was on his Facebook page, and it came up as that, but yeah, starting the tour with Daltrey, and I was like, all right. It's like shit away. I totally forgot you were playing in the band. I knew there was an extra reason, even though I did go and see Daltrey play Tommy. I think it was 11 years ago or something like that. It was really good at the same place. I forgot. I knew there was an extra reason I was going, and he's like, yeah, just remember it's not the ferry. So he actually remembers who I am. So I'm famous, sort of. But I told Scott that when I was round at his house yesterday, the day before, and he was just like, he just pure went, oh, poor you. And I was like, what? That Daltrey Brexit bit. It was like basically there's a 15-minute rant of him hating it's like you taking in food, you're gonna throw it. I mean, you're allowed to take eggs in, There's that, and you'll be dead easy to hit because of his massive head, and you're like, whoa, geez, did you? So I didn't bother telling him about my Doug Boyle story or anything like that. It was like, so that'll be tomorrow's video. It should be quite funny. And that, and another one's a political rant, which I might just sneak out, and I'll put a big warning at the start, going, because I've been watching stuff. Who's that? George Galloway. My God, really, what an absolute fanny, really. It's one of those things that there's the two sides of the divide. There's the yesers and the noers, and you put up him and you go like, up here, right, which side are you on? And after you just watch it go, whatever side he's not on, he's an absolute dog. Well, he's doing so much good for for our cause by being on the other side and being a total fanny. Well, that was my political bit over with. Rock on, catch you later. Oh, not quite. I'm not quite pro enough. I was using the cursor over there, so turned off. Now run back. Find the cursor, move it from that screen onto this screen, line it up, go to there, and drop the pick. I don't get the pick actually sitting in my hand. I could do it. Really, I saw Glenn Hughes. I was really impressed. He was really good. Right, he was totally cool as fuck. But see, he would find the bass. Sometimes he'd use a pick, sometimes he wouldn't. When he wasn't using it, he would stick it to his forehead, because picks just stick to your forehead. So looks a wee bit Indian with the red one the way. That means I'm married, I think. Rock on.